Here we have the Omega Ultra Deep Summer Blue Edition, and I'm really excited about this one because I love the Ultra Deep, and I've wanted to see the Summer Blue ever since it was announced over a year ago. The sad thing is, it took Omega over a year after announcing this watch to get it into production and then to get it out to the authorized dealers. So it's been a while, and I'm a little impatient. Now, first impressions. Every great thing about the standard Ultra Deep is here on this Summer Blue, and that means Omega Steel. That means the fantastic fit and finish, the excellent adjustable clasp, that serious watch presence. It has the same 8912 coaxial meta-certified movement with that time zone hour hand. This is my favorite practical movement from Omega. This has a clear double dome sapphire crystal with effective layers of ARC, and I think that makes such a difference, especially when you have a dynamic dial like this one has. The bezel action is very satisfying. The lume is solid and bright, and the best part about this, it has a hidden dial Easter egg. Thank you to Exquisite Timepieces for lending in this new release. I have worked with Exquisite for years in creating content on awesome watches, in buying watches from them. They are just one of the good guys in the watch market. So if you are shopping Omega, if you're shopping Grand Seiko, Seiko, Glashütte Original, any of the brands, the 60 plus brands that they carry, I definitely recommend them, and links are below. Now, let's talk about this hidden Easter egg on the dial. This is the feature. You place a UV light on the dial, and not only does the lume come to play, but you'll notice some hidden text, and it says, Omega was here. There's a logo placed in what is the deepest part of the Mariana Trench. This dial is an entire representation of the topography of this part of the ocean floor. And the deepest part of the Mariana Trench is referred to as Challenger's Deep, and Omega took a prototype watch that they developed down to the bottom portion of our planet, 10,935 meters below the surface of the ocean. So this watch is celebrating that accomplishment in this hidden way. You'll only be able to see it with a UV light. As soon as you take the UV light away, this entirely disappears. So it is not lumed. It won't be visible at all during daylight. You really can't tell that it's present until you place a UV light over the dial. So I think that's actually a good thing. Now, this texturized dial, again, is a representation of the topography of the ocean floor in this area. And it is, again, very dynamic, not just with the fume color, but with that texture. The cool thing about it is Omega placed what they refer to as an ocean of lacquer. So they've highly coated this dial with a gloss finish that has made it flat. So the applied markers, the white gold markers, the hands, the text, everything sits over a flat plane, even though it looks like quite an undulating surface. And I enjoy that. Now, here's a question. Is this gimmicky? Definitely. Is it cool? Definitely. Is it executed well? Most definitely. This watch is rated to 6,000 meters when it comes to the water resistance. And the watch that Omega sent to the bottom of Challenger's Deep, the one that this one is based on, obviously was designed to go deeper than 6,000 meters. So it would be cool if this watch had 10,935 meters of water resistance, like what is placed in invisible ink on the dial. But for good or bad, the value here is 6,000 meters. Still, absolutely an incredible amount of water resistance. This watch will likely never be taken below 20 meters if you scuba dive, but more realistically, it's not going to go any more than, say, 10 feet underwater while you swim or dive into a pool. So the water resistance value here is impressive, but it doesn't go exactly to the bottom of Challenger's Deep, if that makes sense. Now, a couple other interesting things about this watch. The hands and markers are a gunmetal color, even though they are crafted from 18 karat gold. The total weight of this watch on the bracelet is about 250 grams, which admittedly, it's like wearing my full gold 40 millimeter day date from Rolex. It is a hefty weight, and you have to enjoy a heavy watch if you are going to enjoy an ultra deep. And personally, I love wearing a heavy watch with powerful presence. So this is right up my alley, but it might not be right up your alley. Now, the bezel action, like I mentioned, is very solid. This is nicer than what you would find on a Seamaster Professional, a Seamaster 300, a Planet Ocean. It's not going to be as nice as, say, a Rolex or even a Tudor like my left-hand drive Pelagos that I've placed here next to this Ultra Deep. But the bezel action overall is great for Omega. This watch has a titanium case back with a representation of Poseidon riding two different seahorses. One is the current design that Omega uses, and the other is the original seahorse design that they introduced back in 1956. So such a cool watch. Overall, it's loud, it's proud, it's intense, it has fantastic materials, it has an excellent movement, and I'll end this video with answering just a few questions. One is the $300 price premium justified over a standard Ultra Deep edition? So a standard Ultra Deep on a bracelet is $12,700, and this summer blue is $13,000 even. And although that is a hefty sum for a watch that I think has a rather limited market or appeal, yes, $300 for this level of dial is not bad at all. That premium is totally justified with the amount of lacquer and the undulating dial with the hidden UV activated text. I think the $300 premium is totally justified. Next question. Is there anything that I would change about this watch? Well, one thing comes to my mind. I like the baby blue tone of the summer blue markers and hands, but I wish the bezel indexing was loomed, just like the orange bezel version of the Ultra Deep. In fact, I think every version of the Ultra Deep should have a loomed bezel insert. I think that would bring just something a little extra to this already top level tool watch. Now, last question, would I personally wear this watch? And the answer is absolutely. This is awesome. And fortunately, I have the wrists, I have the watch preferences to pull it off, but I admit not everybody does. Thank you for watching today. Let me know if you have any specific questions, and I would be glad to help out and answer those questions. If you're looking for an Omega AD, I recommend Exquisite Timepieces. I personally work with Joe, and I'll place his contact information in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I try to post luxury watch videos every few days, and your support is greatly appreciated.